Hey there, Pokemon fans. Earl from Pokemon Awesome here, back with more Let's Play Pokemon TCG for the Game Boy Color. Last time we took on the last remaining members of the Rock Club, as well as someone from the Fighting Club to get him back over there, and we also fought a Makuni. Today we're actually going to take on the master of the Rock Club, Gene, who we skipped out on last time. I feel like now we're pretty adequately prepared to take them on. So let's go ahead and get our first medal. And I've always loved this theme. The Pokemon, this game in particular has always had some really good themes for a GBA title, I found. But we'll get into some of the really good ones later on. So, I don't think I want to put down Rattata just yet. And we're going first, okay. Got Bill, that's good. Alright, so he's got pretty much what you would expect from a rock gym. Diglett, yeah, it's not really a rock type, but it kind of counts in the regard of being a fighting type Pokemon that's not strictly a fighting type. The two Geodudes, and then we have the Onix, so we've got a lot of work ahead of us right now. Just another bit of energy off that, okay. Well, let's just start chipping away at this Onix. Like I said before, Onix is one of the bigger basic Pokemon in the game with 90 HP. That's a lot for back in the day, for a basic to have. Of course, it's back when Onix was fully evolved at that point. There was no Steelix back then. Yeah, I'll play Item Finder. Get Bill back. Okay. Looking pretty good now with what we've got. Let's up a Geodude, okay. And we've got Lapras, alright. I think I'm actually going to start powering up that Lapras, because being able to do 30 damage every turn is always good to have. He evolved one of those Geodudes like the ones powering up. He gets that all the way up to Golem, where we could be in some serious trouble. Okay. Alright, so yeah, Graveler is able to turtle against any damage that does 30 or less to him. And then just does 40 straight up. Again, if he gets to that Golem, we could be in a bit of trouble. Because Golem can hit pretty hard in this game. Switch, always good to have. That works. What do we want? Major move will be good. The rest doesn't matter. I think I need to switch. No. Alright, out that Grappler. He's healing the Diglett. Okay. Crouch in his hand. 3. Yeah. Gust of wind. It's not going to help us at this point. Just start low kicking this Graveler, try to knock it out before he gets Golem. pretty well right now. Okay. So we dodged the potential golem. Another energy removal. Alright, so Machops taken out. That's perfectly fine with that. Let's put Machop out. Start you on the bench. Let's actually play this a little bit safer. Just do that. Okay. I'm getting a lot of water energy for my Lapras. There we go. Okay, we pretty much have this one now. Those Diglets are no threats at all, now that we're able to hit 30 with Lapras. Right. That's funny. Alright, I'm not gonna waste the switch here. Alright, so we're in a pretty good position. We've got 2 presents left. He's got a bunch of Diglets that we can just one-shot. And he's got that Rhyhorn, which doesn't really matter too much. So much I save my Gust of Wind. Because, yep, he's bringing out the Rhyhorn. Ooh. Well, that's unfortunate. But hit my chin now. That's always good. We'll switch out to a chop for the time being. Start putting damage on him like this. So, Super Potion in this game, it works similarly to how it does now, only instead of healing 60 damage, it only heals 40. But you still have to discard an energy to use it. Alright, I'm just gonna go for the quick kill right here, and we just got our first medal. So yeah, like most rock gyms that you fight first in the original games, it's not all that hard. As long as you have just heavy hitting moves, you can get through it real easily. And in addition to the medal, he gives us mystery boosters. Ooh, we already have a Dragonite. That's really good. So, this Dragonite's ability might look familiar to a bunch of players that play the game now. It's been reused on a few other Pokemon like Keldeo, Zoroark, the new Dawnwing's Necrozma. So it's basically got that. We got another DCE. I think that's our 4th energy removal. Piling that on us. And to think we haven't even gotten any super energy removals. And we got the Dragonair to go with the Dragonite. Love it. Alright. Kabuto. This is, bar none, the worst Stage 1 Pokemon in the entire game. Both old and new. Base HP 30. For Stage 1. Yeah, it takes half damage from anything, but if heavy attacks still do enough to knock it out. So it's really not that good. The Kabutops, as we've seen before, it's a stage 2 with 60 HP. So the Kabuto line, way back in the day, sucked. And at least Omastar is slightly better. 70 for stage 2 is still low, but he has that water gun that the Lapras has that we're using. There's also the Ammonite. It has an ability that lets you look at your opponent's hand at any time. Alright, so one thing about this game is that you can always rematch the Club Masters if you so choose. But we're not going to do that right now. Instead, we're going to come back into the lobby, check to see if there's any email. I think there's any new ones. No. Alright, one thing I wanted to mention before we took off from the Rock Club is that, if you recall me saying Imakuni, he always ends up in the lobby of the clubs at certain points. That he doesn't appear in every lobby. If there's a lobby like this one where one of the club members is in, and like Matthew here, he will not appear in it at all. So I believe that just makes only 3 clubs he doesn't appear in. This one, Grass, and Psychic, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, definitely leave those 3 clubs out if you're looking for Imakuni. Just don't bother going into them. So I don't think there's anything else in here for us. No. Alright, so yeah, this lady here, she mentions a man named Ishihara. That's actually the person who owns the house right here. And he's actually based off of current president and CEO of Pokémon Company International, Tsunekazu Ishihara. So yeah, he's basically a self-insert at that point, but he's part of the game. In fact, Dr. Mason down at the laboratory, he's also technically based off of someone else that is a real-life person in DPCI. If you look on the bilingual executor that came out in Evolutions, the Dr. Oyama that's on it, that's Dr. Mason. They translated his name for some reason. I don't understand why that would be. Alright, enough rambling. Let's take on another club. Water Club seems to be a nice one to take on right now. So, don't think there's anything in here for us. Oh! Okay, so this character will trade us a Arcanine for a Lapras. I don't think I have any spares that I'm not using. Yeah, I only have 2. I believe they're both in my deck. No, I don't want to change the name. Yeah, I am using both my Laprases. I guess I could get rid of one of them for something, just to get that Arcanine. Why not? 4th energy removal? Might as well. Alright. So yeah, I'll gladly get rid of this Lapras for this Arcanine. So this is the first promo card that we'll obtain throughout the game. There's 18 in total, and this is the first of those. So this is one of 2 ways to only obtain this Arcanine. The other way is a way that we don't have access to yet. But it's basically one of those outrage type moves that you commonly see on things like Reshiram and Zekrom, where it does 10 extra damage for each damage counter on it. This requires you to discard 2 fire energies to use it because it has a base of 40 instead of the usual 20 or so. But it's always a fun card. We'll actually be seeing this when we take on the Fire Club a lot in one of the club members' decks, who revolves around that whole outrage mechanic. And then, of course, there's the quick attack. But it's a decent Arcanine card to have. Yeah, but that's about it. I don't think there's a mail here. Yeah. Alright, so here we've got all 3 members in here. So we can technically kind of try to go fight the club master, but hey, stop! This is a restricted area. Amy, the club master is resting. Yeah, so we can't fight her just yet. We won't be able to until we defeat everyone in here. So I'm gonna start off with Amanda here, and wow, we both have to mulligan. Okay. All right. All we have is a seal. That's fine. And she only has 1 Pokemon. And this is another one of those 3 prize games that will sometimes pop up. She's got Bill. She's got a Poliwag on the bench. And, oh yeah, this Jigglypuff is so annoying because it just keeps putting you to sleep over and over again. And I'm still asleep. Huh. Okay. We got Pokedex. Ooh, got Pokedex and Bill, so we can choose what 2 cards we're getting. Yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay. One chain on the bench for now. Power up seal. Could use Item Finder to get Bill again. I think I'm going to. Gust of Wind and Energy Surge. Okay. Oh yeah, I can only put 1 energy return. Not using Rain Dance here. Only get put back to sleep again. Alright, so that Mysterious Fossil and that Clefairy Doll. These are the 2 trainers that you can use as a basic Pokemon. The Mysterious Fossil is what evolves into Kabuto and Almanite and Aerodactyl. But aside from that, it's just a 10 HP basic Pokemon. And the Fairy Doll is the same way. It's basically a Robo substitute in that regard. Okay, throw Dugong up, and just start hitting with Aurora Beam. This is what I like about Dugong. It only takes 3 energy to do 50 damage, which is a lot of damage for that amount of energy. And there's actually another Pokemon that's like that I hope to get eventually. And that's usually what my usual strategy is in this game. Just build the deck around those 2 with some of the fighting types to counteract the lightning weakness of the water types. So I've got a Super Potion here just to fully heal up Dugong. We're just gonna take out this Clefairy Doll. Unfortunately, we don't take a prize from that. Got Professor Rogue. There's not much you can do because we win right here. There we go. It's basically the basis of her deck. It involves the Wigglytuff in this game, which It can do more damage based on the number of bench Pokemon you have. So she fills up her bench with the Mysterious Fossil, the Clefairy Dolls, things like that, just to power up her bench. So this Zapdos is actually pretty nice. It hits the active for 40, and then you have a chance of doing 20 to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. But you have to flip a coin for that. Every Tails, you do 10 to yourself. It's a really nice bench sniper, and can really come through in a pinch. This is one of the game original Jolteons. It's a decent enough card. It is a Mysterious Fossil. Night, Shelter, Drowsy. And there's another Dragon there. Another one of those Jolteons. Another energy removal, because we totally need more of those now. Yeah. Not a whole lot left there. So now we have Sarah. And this is only going to be a 2-prize match. So this is going to be, pretty quick. I'm going to put down my Chop, Seal, and Rattata. Ooh, she only has one Pokemon. This could be a fast one. Low Kick. Unfortunately, our Pokemon is Psyduck. Oh yeah, I forgot this Psyduck can do that. So if you put a Psychic Energy on Psyduck, he basically prevents you from using Trainers during your next turn. Seismitoad, for those who are fans of that card. I myself am not. Alright, so there's nothing else she's doing. We already have this one. Because with no bench Pokemon, of course, you can't continue. And that's game. There we go. Just blazing through this club. And we get Coliseum packs. Scyther. So this was the third piece of that Haymaker deck I mentioned way back in the day that uses Electabuzz and Hitmonchan. It was these three just for the high amount of damage that they would be able to do for the amount of energy that it took. Especially Scyther, since you can use a DCE to power it up real quickly. Revive is decent. It works differently compared to how it does now. You would put half the amount of damage counters on it, so it works like a revive in the games. So now when I think about it, it's max revive that we use now. So it's the same concept, really. Another Diglett, that's good. We got the Pinsir to go with the Scyther. Nice. Another Seal. Ocean Abra. Okay. One thing I did want to bring up is Nidoran. So Nidoran, as we know, is a poison type in the games, but as you can see here, he's a grass type. Now I know what you're thinking, but poison types are psychic types in the TCG, aren't they? Not always the case. It wasn't until the Diamond and Pearl era, I believe, that they started making poison types psychic in the TCG. Until then, they were grass types. Alright, so, yep. He's basically telling us to defeat Sarah and Amanda. We've already done so, so now we get to duel him. This time it's a standard 4-prize match. No, wrong button. Alright, so we got Machop and Diglett. Go with Machop first. Diglett. Okay. He only has one Pokemon out. Okay, this could be another fast... Nope, it's not going to be another fast one. So, yeah. I'm just going to do as much damage as we can while we can. Because this... And there's his bench Pokemon. Okay. Alright, so I've already demonstrated how powerful Lapras can be in the game. Having to face one down is scaring me a little bit. That's why I'm going to use the energy removal right here. Just so I can do as much damage as I can to it before my Chop here gets knocked out. Which is likely going to happen on his next turn. Yeah. Okay. Necessary sacrifices. Now, what is this Krabby capable of doing? That's right, he's able to calm other Krabbies from the deck, and just straight up 20 damage. Okay. Oh, this Lapras is gone. And that's just going to be rather annoying to deal with. Just gotta take out these Krabbies as fast as we can. Scoop up. There's nothing I can do there. Just knock out this Krabby. One thing I don't want to... Misclick there. One thing I don't want to deal with is the Kingler that he can bring out. Tentacle out. Okay. So it's a pretty even playing field right now. But we shouldn't have any more problems going forward. Yeah, I should be able to knock out this Seal before it's able to knock me out. Unless he evolves into Dugong, in which case we will be in trouble. So yeah, as you can see, that Joshua here, could be pretty difficult, depending on what he ends up playing, but if you're able to quickly knock out his Pokemon, he's really no threat. We evolved Horsey, that's fine. We have this match won. Alright. So, we get more mystery boosters, and here's the Aerodactyl. So, those of you that like Archeops back in the, whichever black and white set it was in, my knowledge of black and white sets aren't too knowledgeable, but, yeah, he prevents evolution. So, you can thank this Aerodactyl for being the basis of that Archeops. We've got Mr. Fuji here, which is Cassius, I believe it was, that had the same effect. Shuffle a Pokemon on your bench into your deck. But I believe Cassius could shuffle your active as well. Alright. Another mystery. We got Mew. Okay. So Mew is really good because he can force your opponent's any Pokemon to devolve. So that's really good. That's a really fun card to use. Now we've got Pokemon Center. Fully heals all of your Pokemon, but you discard all energy from them. This Flareon is another one of those Outrage or Rage mechanic Pokemon. It's also one of the game exclusive ones. Seems like every time I get a mystery booster, I get one of those energy removals. Alright, so Joshua's gonna wake up Amy. And we'll you'll be able to duel her. We'll save that for next time. So, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and check out PokemonAwesome.com for all the greatest deals on Pokemon TCG. Until next time, catch you guys later.